Hi, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes. If you watch us each and every week, you realize this is going to be week number 1 of the mixed doubles, Scotch doubles format. We have the men have their roll-off, the women have their roll-off, and we combine scores, and then we seed them, and it's kind of a lengthy process to explain to you at this point in time, but I will do that later on in the show. Also giving the contest address, in case you people haven't sent in your postcards yet. That contest now is up to, I think, $70. So if you haven't got your postcard in, get your pen and pencil ready. I'll be giving you the address later on in the show. As I said, this is mixed doubles and also a Scotch doubles format. It's a little different twist where the bowlers bowl a pair of boxes every other time and they combine their scores. So I'll explain how that works as well. And I guess I've covered all the bases except for my partner, Doug Brown. I'll be going solo for the next couple weeks with Doug being on assignment. Just what that assignment is, well, who knows? But he'll be back in a couple weeks from now. Let's take a look at our bowlers for this week. Seated number 5 in the 5th spot. No stranger to the show on the men's side, Steve Vadney. Steve carrying an average of 126. His partner, first time with us on Candlepin Stars and Strikes, Colleen Zogopoulos. And as I said before, Doug Brown gets all the easy names. I get all the tough ones. But that's the 5th seeded team. On the number 4 spot, bowler was with us just a few weeks ago. On the men's side, Jack Saniuk. And Jack carries an average of 125. His partner today, Peggy Tosi. 118 average, and she bowls right here at Park Place Lanes, and it's first time with her on Candlepin Stars and Strikes as well. So that's matchup for week number 1 of our mixed doubles format. We're going to take a short break, get a few words in from our sponsors. We'll be back with string number 1. Don't go away. Okay, welcome back, and this is what the ladder looks like, and you can see the first 2 teams, Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos, with a combined total of 1302. Steve Vadney had 670 and Colleen 632. That gives them the 1302. Jack Saniuk came in at 667, Peggy Tosi at 643, and gives them the 1310. What they did was the men had their roll-off, the women had theirs. The number 1 man placed man was teamed with the number 6 placed lady, and then we combined the scores, and then we seeded the teams with a combined roll-off score, and thus we have these matchups. So we're in week number 1, and to get us going will be Steve Vadney up on lane 32. Glad you all could join us. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Steve Vadney starts off a little bit to the left, 4 horsemen plus the 5 pin in the back. Now this is a mixed doubles, but also a Scotch doubles format. And briefly, I'll explain that. Steve Vadney will bowl the first 2 frames for his team, and then Jack Saniuk will do the same for his team, and then the ladies will come up and bowl the 3rd and 4th boxes. So if Steve were to mark right now, his partner, when she got up on lane 32, would be filling that mark. The only time the bowler fills his or her own mark if it's the last box of the game, the last frame. So kind of an interesting twist. As a rule, the scores are usually a little lower. And just missing the triangle, Steve Vadney cut the 2 pin a little thin, went right around the 4 pin. Pair of 9s, 18 through 2 for the team of Vadney and Zogopoulos. Well, first look today at Jack Saniuk, but he was with us just a few weeks ago. In fact, he bowled against Steve Vadney. Half Worcester left. Oh, yes. Great shot. Opening box for Jack Saniuk, and he clears out the half Worcester, splitting the 1 and 3, and finally carrying that 7 pin. First mark of the match. His first box, so he'll fill it himself. Back on the head pin, let's see. Looks like 5. 3, 6, 10 on the right with the 2 and the 4. And hang on. Nice little guide for Jack, piece of wood next to that 2 pin. And he uses that effectively, so it's 25 and an early 7 pin lead for the team of Saniuk and Tosi. And our first look on Candlepin Stars and Strikes of Colleen Zogopoulos. Pretty good ball going in. 7 and 9 left. Let's see where the wood's going to settle down. She may have a shot. Well, it's rolling a little deeper than she would like. She would like it out a little further. She could carry the ball off with a 9-pin. She's going to need some sidewall action to help with this spare. I mentioned one of our participating sponsors, Rockingham Toyota, Dodge, and Volkswagen. Route 97 in Salem. If you're in the market for a newer used car, go down and see Emmett Horrigan at Rockingham Toyota, Dodge, and Volkswagen. And Colleen right back on the head pin again. Not much to show for it. The 4, 6, and 10. Well, I believe she's going to play that front piece of wood, try to carry the ball off the piece of wood for the 4-pin, and then have the wood take the 6 and 10. Looks pretty good from here. Oh, what a shot. Great shot. Take a quick look at that one. Just the way it's supposed to be done. Good shot by Colleen. That'll get a few of the butterflies. First time in front of the cameras. Now look at Peggy Tosi, left-hander. Peggy works for the New England Telephone Company as a manager. Excellent try. Played the single on the left and tried to snap that across into the 3, 6, and 10. Just waiting for the wood to settle down. Nice 10. Clears out the 3 and the 10 pins. Some 35 through 5. Yeah, 35 through 3. I think they'd be too happy with 35 through 5. Well, Peggy's trying to direct some traffic. Let's see. Well, going to have a shot. The 5, 7, 8. Lots of wood out in front. Just going to try to drive the wood straight back. Oh! Wasn't quite the way she thought it was going to go, but was enough to twist the wood off the 8-pin into the 7 for the spare. Their second mark of the match. And Steve Vadney will now be filling his partner's spare that Colleen put up in the 4th. And he does just that. He wants one more. 6, 7 left for Steve. Well, he's going to, well, let's see. I thought he was going to have a shot. Let's see. Wood's rolling to the left now, and he may have to try to cut the 6-pin clean into the 7. Was an 8 fill on the spare. He's still going to try to play the wood. Tried to snap it across. Didn't happen for him. And we make it a 10. 55 through 5 for Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. You might have mentioned, might have noticed on the ladder, the number 1 seeded team. That wasn't a typo. That was Kelly and Kelly. That is Bob Kelly and his wife, Mary Ann Kelly. And Bob Kelly was able to win the men's roll-off, or being the number 1 man in the roll-off, and his wife came in 6th in the women's roll-off, so they were paired together, and with their combined score was high enough to see them number 1 in the ladder championship. So Next week we'll have Bob Burnham and Lisa Ring, as you saw. And following week, Gary Carrington and Janet Park, followed by Mr. and Mrs. Kelly. 64 through 6. Jack Saniuk working on our mark. Well, he got a break with a 7-pin went down. Gives him the 4 horsemen 1, 3, 6, 10 with the 9-pin in the back. And make it 9. Jack is a division controller for State Street Bank and does most of his bowling at the Lucky Strike in Dorchester and also the Wallach's lanes in Waltham, Massachusetts. And tried to go on the outside of the 3, 6, and 10. Left the 10-pin. It makes it a 10 and a 5-pin advantage for Saniuk and Tosi. Oh, good break by Colleen. Missed the head pin and left just the head pin standing. Got to hurry. Not quite enough. Colleen approaches a little bit cross lane from right to left. And lets the ball go right down next to the right-hand channel and has the ball cut across the lane. There you can see the ball fighting to come across. Well, that was a 10 box. I thought going to show her second ball. But Brooklyn side. 3, 5, 6. Triangle left for Colleen. Oh boy, right on the object pin, 3-pin, but pushed it right straight through. '83 through 8. Chance for Peggy Tosi to cut into that lead opposite 2 open frames. Oh, that close to a strike. Everything but the kingpin, the 5. Let's say hello to a couple friends, a couple young friends that watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes every week from Boscawen, New Hampshire. As a spare for Peggy Tosi in the 7th. And those 2 little guys, Chris DeVerger and his buddy Brendan Casey. I told them that I would mention they watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes each and every week from Boscawen, New Hampshire. Peggy Tosi working on her own mark. Spare, right back in the pocket, and that close to another strike. Wow. Just the 6-pin. Just enough. 2 in a row, so her partner, Jack Saniuk, will be filling that mark that she's put up in the 8th. Of course, they have increased their lead to 15 plus the bonus ball coming on that last mark. And Steve flush on the head pin. 3, 5, 6, 10 on the right, and the 4 and the 7 on the left. Just like that, everything but the 7. Great effort by Steve Vadney. Steve Vadney up in lane 31. I really like a mark. Find himself going down, being in that second game, being down more than 20 pins. 7-8 left for Steve. Now, this is the frame that if Steve were to mark, he would stay up there and fill the mark himself. I'm sure he's going to try to play the wood to the right, sweep it across into the 8 and then the 7. Just like that. Nice shot by Steve in the 10th frame. 103 plus the ball. And here you see the replay. Just catching enough of the wood to cover the 7 and the 8. Off target to the left. 5 fill. 108. 108 for the team of Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. String number 1. You just joined us. We've into the week number 1 of the mixed doubles format from Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And that was a 5 fill and a spare that his partner Peggy Tosi had put up for him in the 8th. And a 10. So it's a 20-pin advantage. You see him split the 2 and the 5, the 2-pin off the sidewall for the 7. 20-pin advantage, but opposite a spare 5 by Steve Vadney. But there's the first strike of the match off the ball of Jack Saniuk. Take another look at that one. No, we won't. Strike in the 10th, 123 plus 2 balls. Double. Oh! Thought that wood was going to kick the 7-pin just as it went into the pit, but it just went by the 7. So this is going to give them a, well, 24-pin lead at the moment. This will make it an odd 25, not an even 25, Dan. No, that is no good. That's a 9. So I believe it'll be a 24-pin advantage for the team of Jack Saniuk and Peggy Tosi. And there you see it, the scoreboard. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with string number 2. Don't go away. Okay, we're back. String number 2, mixed doubles, week number 1. Up in lane 32, Peggy Tosi trying to protect a 24-pin advantage. 132 to 108 first game. If you just joined us, Peggy Tosi is bowling with Jack Saniuk, and they're opposed by Colleen Zogopoulos and Steve Vadney. And will that 5 go? Yes! Just enough to tip that 5-pin. And as always, our Crackerjack crew right on it. Just enough to nudge that 5-pin. Well, it's one way of protecting a 24-pin advantage is to put more marks on the board. Well, hang on. Well, not a bad break. I think everybody in the crowd agrees. And missing the head pin and leaving just the 1 and the 7 gives her a decent 8 fill on the spare. And let's see. Oh, that close for another mark. Not to be. And make it a 10. 28 through 2 frames. 24-pin advantage, and to at least maintain that, Colleen and Steve Vadney are going to have to come up with at least 1 mark in these 2 frames. And Colleen right in the pocket, and yes, no, oh, yeah, there it goes. Right to the time limit. It looked like when she first threw the ball, a piece of wood was coming across. It would definitely knock the 10-pin down right there, but it was stopped. Picked up some more steam, and over it went. Well, again, not a bad break. 110 left. Similar to the break that Peggy Tosi got off the head pin. Well, she's going to be shooting for the head pin, obviously, and hope the ball or the head pin will go down and clear out the 10. Looks pretty good from here. Yes! 2 in a row. Just enough. I thought the head pin was going to go right by the 10, right there, but came right back on top of the 10, knocked it over, spare on strike. And we're off and running. String number 2. Mixed doubles, Scotch doubles format. Each bowler in the team bowls every other pair of frames in each game. The men start the first and third. The women start the second. And make it a 10 for Jack Saniuk. Mention one of our other participating sponsors, Tri-State Megabucks. Been with us quite a while. People from Tri-State Megabucks. So after the show, go out and buy your Megabucks tickets and mention you saw their advertisement on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. We'd appreciate it. And Jack slides by the head pin. Sometimes that's the toughest mark to make because you know you got away with something when you missed the head pin and left just the head pin for the spare, and then to slide by. Well, Steve Vadney can cut into that lead a little more because his partner put up 2 marks for him. He'll be working on a spare. Well, not an easy one, but a makeable one. 3-7. Piece of wood in behind the 3. He's going to have to try to just pinch the 3 on the right-hand side, jump it across. .47 through 3. Game lead. They're leading this game by 9 pins. Overall, down by 15. Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. Well, Steve gets a break and a nice piece of wood. Should be no problem. 2 in the 7. Should drive the wood right straight through the 2-pin into the 7. No problem. Another mark. And you can see the score. 57 through 4 for Vadney and Zogopoulos. 48 through 4 for Saniuk and Tosi. We'll take a short break. Word from our sponsor. Don't go away. Okay, Peggy Tosi up on lane 32. Came in leading by 24. The lead is down to 15 now. And it's going to be reduced a little more because the team of Vadney and Zogopoulos are working on a spare. That close to a strike. Peggy Tosi has thrown some big 9-pin drops, just missing strikes. This time the 8-pin left. And let's see if that wood is rest against the 8-pin or not. Going to have a tough choice. I believe she's going to have to come high on the wood. Nice shot. Made it look awful easy. Not an easy shot. Spare in the 5th. That time she lofted the ball a little further out on the lane than she normally does, and what happened is that the ball didn't break as sharply for her and went right through the middle. 4 fill, spread eagle on the spare. Gave it a good run. People are interested in watching a taping session. The next taping session, I believe, is January 13th, a few weeks from now, so make plans. Get down. We start about 9:30 in the morning. Right here at Park Place Lanes, Route 28 in Wyndham. Colleen Zogopoulos. Let's see. 7-pin drop. The 1, the 7, and the 9 left. Go after the head pin. Need some help from the ball as well as the other pin sliding by the head pin. That's what she wanted to do. 10 bucks, 74. And you see the lead is now reduced to 12 pins. They've cut it in half. That close. Played in the inside. The ball went off the head pin for the 6-10 and almost cleared everything else away. Left the 2-pin. And she's going to gain another one in counts. The lead now is reduced to 11 pins. Lead by 13 in this game, but down by 11 overall. Jack Saniuk. Good ball by Jack. Everything but the 5-pin. Remember, Jack just missed the head pin for a mark earlier, so this is a confidence builder. No doubt about that one. Right in the center. Spare in the 7th. Had a great opening game of 132, which is really a real good game in the Scotch doubles format. Because really each bowl is only bowling 2 boxes every other 6 frames, so it's a long time to sit in between your turns. Disappointing 3. Team of Jack Saniuk and Peggy Tosi have 3 marks this game, but the fills are 8 the first one, then 4 and 3. 9 bucks, 92 through 8. Steve Vadney works at Storm Ruger. He does his bowling at the Sunset Lanes in Newport. People probably already know that anyways. Steve has been with us so many times. Good mark by Steve. Matches the mark already put up by Saniuk and Tosi. Now you see the replay of that mark. 93 plus the bonus ball to come. Oh, wow. Whoa. Unbelievable. Take a look at that while we're waiting for Dottie to go down. Right here, the 5-pin was going to go down, and it just rocked itself right back up again. Dottie Lorick, who works the big scoreboard here for the crowd, is going to go down and remove a wood that's rolled out of play. Dottie gets a great hand. Ooh, boy. I wonder if the weight had anything to do with that. A lot of times you, in a pretty good rhythm, you want to just keep going, and the weight to that wood remove sometimes just throws you off just a little bit. But he's reduced the lead now to a mere 4 pins for Peggy Tosi and Jack Saniuk. Peggy Tosi for the final 2 frames of the 2nd game. Got to hurry with that one. A little bit late with the ball. Recovered with that one. Yes, fair in the 9th. What a recovery. He's right back in the 1-2 pocket and then just trips that 6-pin for the spare. And a big mark it is. Trying to protect a 4-pin lead. Looks good. Ooh, just sliding by the head pin. So again, the fill has hurt them. 4 marks now. Fills of 8, 4, 3, and another 3. And almost a carbon copy of the first ball. Just sliding by the head pin on the left. And again, almost 3 balls in the exact same spot. Disappointing 4. And it's a 109 and a 241 for a 2-game total for the team of Saniuk and Tosi. Colleen up for her final 2. 4 horsemen left. 1, 2, 4, and 7. And she clears those away. Very nicely done by Colleen. And you see it just splitting the 1 and the 2. The 5 and the 6. Colleen works for the U.S. government, Department of HUD. Does most of her bowling at the Park Place Lanes home court advantage. Both women ball right here at Park Place Lanes. Well, the lead is going to change. Make it 9 and a decent 139 for the team of Vadney and Zogopoulos. And the two-string total, as you can see, it's a 6-pin advantage for Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with string number 3. Okay, remember the contest. It's $70 right now, and regular-sized postcards only. We don't want to throw any away like we did a few weeks ago on air. Those big ones are no good. Send them to Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. Remember, put numbers from 1 to 10. How many pins you think the winning bowler will knock down with one ball, and maybe you'll be the winner. $70 in that jackpot, getting right up there. Steve Vadney trying to protect a 6-pin lead now. String number 3. 2-4-7 on the left with the 3-6. Trying to cut the 2-pin over into the 6 and the 10. Well, he actually played on the inside. Remember, if you're looking for a new car or even a used car, Rockingham, Toyota, Dodge, and Volkswagen, and Emmett Horrigan can help you. Route 97 in Salem, New Hampshire, one of our participating sponsors, and when you stop in, I'm sure they'll treat you royally. Just tell them you heard us mention on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. That's Rockingham, Toyota, Dodge, and Volkswagen, Route 97, Salem, New Hampshire. Steve Vadney puts the mark up in the second for his team, and Jack Saniuk, how nothing ever touched the 7 and 9, I'll never know. He scrambled 8 pins. Well, he's got a shot. He's going to play it low, almost like going directly at the 9-pin, just catch some of the wood, just like that. Nice shot by Jack Saniuk. Just enough to catch the wood. Any higher on the wood might have deflected around the 9-pin. First frame, so he'll fill it himself. 1, 7, and 9. 7-pin fill. Oh no, off to the right. Watch out! Oh my! Oh! There's a break. Missed the head pin entirely. The wood came together, spun away from each other, and there's 2 ways to make that one, the right way and Jack's way. Well, sometimes it takes a break like that to turn things around. Cluster 5 1/4 for Colleen, 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And she converts that for a mark. 2 in a row. Very nicely done by Colleen. Both ladies first time with us on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Another nice ball in the pocket. 7-pin drop. So the lead now is reduced to just 3 pins. However, Peggy Tosi will be filling a mark in the second. Okay, it's 50 through 4. Anything over 3, Peggy Tosi will take the lead. However, she has to contend with a spare 7 already on the board. It looks like back and forth we're going to go. That gives them the lead temporarily anyways. 2, 4, 7 on the left with the 3-pin and a piece of wood next to the 3. See how she elects to try to convert this. She's going to play the 3-pin. Ball backwards. Hang on. There it goes. Oh, no. Wow. Watch this one. Off the wall. just trips the 2-pin. I said to myself, if it falls backwards, she's got a shot, and that's just what it does. Into the 4-pin, and then the 7 for the mark. My, oh my. 3 in a row. There's, come back, right in the pocket. Gives her a 9-pin drop. And have we got a match? Peggy Tosi going after the 10-pin, trying to make it 4 marks in the row for her team. Starting this 3rd game. Yes, converts it. Spare in the 4th. And whoa, I hate to take a break, but we're going to have to take a short one right now. Let these bowlers, I hope they stay hot. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, Steve Vadney up for his team's 5th and 6th frames, trailing by 6 pins, and it will be more than that because Saniuk and Tosi have a mark working for them in the 4th. 1, 3, and 7 for Steve. Boy, have we seen some shots. Some of them not quite the conventional way, but tomorrow we'll never know the difference. They all look the same on the scoreboard. And a 10 for Steve. 60 through 5. Boy, so it's going to be 2 open frames for Tosi and Saniuk to work on. And oh boy, 6th frame. 66 through 6. Jack Saniuk working on a spare in the 4th and has a chance to push the lead into double figures. And he's going to do just that. That close to a strike, and he wants it to flatten right out. And it's going to do just that, right up against the 5-pin. Anywhere close to the red line, and that's 5 marks in a row for the team of Jack Saniuk and Peggy Tosi. 81, as you can see on the board, 81 through 5. Another bonus ball to come. And this match has gone from one extreme to the other and back again. Jack right in the pocket again. Will it go? No. Rocked it. And this is an incredible game for a mixed doubles, Scotch doubles format. And that is 6 marks in a row, all spares. And it's a 28-pin advantage now, plus the bonus ball in the 6th. So it's crunch time for Colleen and Steve. Are going to have to put some marks up. A 9-pin drop, 7-pin, all by itself. Got a piece of wood rolling down next to the 7. And now it's rolling back. Don't forget, just imagine it could happen to you. Tri-State Megabucks, our participating sponsor. And she covers the 7-pin. With the help of the wood. Good choice by Colleen. 76 through 7, and really can't afford any bad fills and really has to keep marking. Now let's see, 5. And 9. Well, will the streak of marks continue? They have 6. Peggy Tosi up for the 7th and 8th frame, working on a spare. Got to hurry. Half Worcester. Well, the streak's going to continue. It's going to be a good mark. Half Worcester left. Just removes the 2 and the 8 pins. Increases the lead to 30. And the streak will stop at 6. 9 box, 111 through 7, and a 24-pin advantage for Peg Tosi and Jack Saniuk. Next week's challengers will be Bob Burnham, the men's side, and Lisa Ring for the ladies. Lisa Ring holds 680 for 5 games to qualify for Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And by the way, the roll-off was held right here at Park Place Lanes. Just sliding by to the right. But regardless, Steve Vadney is going to be in a double strike situation. He's going to have to put some strikes up to have a chance. And make it 8 and a 119. Three and 6 left for Steve. Final 2 frames. And he covers that for a spare in the 9th. I'm afraid it might be a little too late. He's looking at the 5 and the 8. And that's the way the day went, at least this third game for the team of Vadney and Zogopoulos. Punches out just the 5-pin and make it a 10 and a 118. And 365. Decent 3-game total in a mixed doubles format, but it's not going to be enough today. Jack's going to be looking at the 8-pin, piece of wood rolling out. And Dottie Lorick gets her exercise in. And Jack Saniuk converts that for a spare in the 9th. 129 in the ball to come. Already at 370. And can't get 400, but can come awfully close. He's going to be in the 390s. He's at 137 now, 147 through 10, and the bonus ball. Gives him 388 plus this ball, so he's going to be in the 390s and make it 4. And a fine 151 final game for Jack Saniuk and Peggy Tosi. There are the totals: 392, 365, a 27-pin win for Saniuk and Tosi. We'll be right back to talk to the bowlers. Okay, if you stayed with us, what a finish. As far as the bowlers went, as Jack Saniuk and Peggy Tosi were able to put together 6 marks in a row to ensure that victory, 392 to 365. And let's talk to the runner-up. First of all, Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. Nice round of applause for you bowlers. Well, Colleen, first time on the show, I thought you bowled pretty well, but that last string, they got a couple well, not really conventional type spares, but that was enough to do you in, I think.
That's for sure. They bowled well.
Seemed like you settled down after the first couple of boxes. Didn't seem to bother you at all, the lights came.
I was really nervous the whole time.
Well, your partner, I know, is nervous because he doesn't get on the show very often. Steve, what about today's bowling?
Well, not quite up to par for myself. Colleen bowled, I think, super. I had a couple of marks that I was pushing the reset button on, but I guess that's the way it goes.
You got to wait till they're down here. Well, there's going to split $100 today, and thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you both back again. Steve, always a pleasure. Steve Vadney and Colleen Zogopoulos. Okay, Peggy Tosi will throw the bonus ball for us. $70 in the jackpot. And let's see. We'll have a winner today. And if I could have both of the bowlers come up. We're looking for a 5. And let's see. Kay Fair, I believe, and her guess was 9. So that's not good enough today. We'll add a $10 for next week's show. It'll be $80. Hey, that last game, you guys got a couple breaks and were able to cash in, huh?
Yeah, we sure did. We got a couple of breaks, and you need to have those breaks to win. So we were happy and pleased with it, and we'll take the win.
Well, that's, you know, there's breaks in every kind of sport, and bowling is no different, right, Jack? And you got
It's the name of the game. Some days you get them, some days you don't. Steve could have had a strike on that ball. The pin slid over about 4 inches, and then he missed it, and we stole 2 spares in the next string. That was the difference, really.
Lisa Ring and Bob Burnham next week. Mixed doubles, week number 2. I'll be here. These two will be here. The crowd will be here. I hope you can join us, too. I'm Dan Murphy. For the entire crew, thanks for watching Candlepin Stars and Stripes.